Good morning to you all. Just been out to the greenhouse. It is horrible out. Raining, grey skies, cold, miserable and horrible. Anyhow, enough of that. Let's have a look at another press button phone. Obviously based on the 746 BT version. Now this is numbered 758, so it's Tele 758. It was introduced round about the 1979s. As I say, it's a press button job. Does not require any internal batteries. It's powered by the line, and at the time it was probably considered quite unusual and quite advanced. Anyway, take the actual keypad. I've just unclipped it or unscrewed it, and that shows you that it's got a load of components it's made up. You've got ICs, transistors, loads of them. You've even got a crystal there that normally got the actual frequency on it, but that would be a crystal, and normal components that you would see. But as I say, this does have quite a few chips. Just trying to think what that one is there. Yeah, it's probably a capacitor. Yeah, let's turn him over. And there's your press buttons. Now on this version, the buttons are fairly small squares, which is rather nice, white with black lettering. The wires are actually soldered onto the pad. You've got your maker there, EET, and the date 82, the number of it, and EET is Ericsson's. Now leaving the, we'll have a look at the bell coils. These are 2000 ohms a piece, so 4000 ohms total. And funny enough, neither this phone or the one I put up previously, which was another press button job with the battery, will not work properly on my Virgin system. I always get it to ring trip, so for some unknown reason Virgin doesn't like these two types of phones. Although the other one I put in a 3.3k resistor, it still didn't work, and this one doesn't work to 4000 ohms, so I don't know why, but it doesn't. Anyhow, it's not the end of the end of the world. I've got the stuff working that I need. I know the phone's okay. Anyway, let's have a little look more on the actual circuit itself, or the board. Let's turn him round without doing too much harm. You'll see, let me get my little pointer. The circuit board's a little bit different. This part here is in fact the regulator, which is changed. It doesn't have any thermistors. It's just done by actual rectifiers. So that is different. I think the layout on the board's different as well, so it's a different board that you would normally find on the 746. Quite easy to get to all the bits. This part down here, they say that must be kept in circuit. That is a lightning arrestor. And on the other side, you've got the anti-click device. Two capacitors, you see, one there, and on the other side. And of course your induction coil, the anti-side tone coil. I believe the terminations are the same as you would find on a 706 type, so there's no difference there. And obviously there's no resistor added in line to the ringer, considering this should be high enough resistance. As you can see there, they're 2000 ohm apiece. This phone was in fact a reconditioned phone. Let me just clip this back, the keypad back, for more or less safe keeping. Got two little clips, which are two little prongs which go. Don't realise how difficult it is with one hand. You're holding the camera. That way around. That got it. Anyhow, I'm going to have to put it up. Do it later. It's difficult with one hand. The idea is to turn this over and show you what's on the base. BT rented the label from the refurbishing centre. Don't know which one. Possibly Wales, but I'm not too sure. They renamed it Tele 758D. I don't know what the D means. I can't find it either. Supplied by British Telecom. There's also got MOS, which is metal oxide silicon, I believe, which would refer to the chips or the transistors. Whether this refers to the phone that we're now looking at or its previous number, which is obviously under there, which I'm not going to take off. In very good nick. I turn it back, making sure I don't do any damage to the keypad. With these electrostatic things, obviously if you were working on the circuit, you should be working with the old earth strap on to prevent any damage to the chips. Fortunately, a day like this, you're better working on them than a dry day, but I'm not working on them, I'm just showing you what is in there. The handset normal. I won't take the inserts out. I'm pretty sure it's an electronic one in there, transmitter, and the receiver is probably normal, but it's got what they call a pepper pot cap, which is slightly different, but it's the same handset. The telephone itself, or the cover, has got your BT Telecom mode on there, and the T. number there, which was on there when I got the phone. Also, you've got 4 buttons. Well, I say 4 buttons. These are not in use, they're dummy. And they would go on the 4, you can see there. But there's no, got to be careful I don't mess them up. But they would have a switch, but in this case they're not in use. So obviously these phones were supplied with that facility to have added things added to it. A party line, a PBX, you name it. This was obviously made for that. Now let's have a look at the other side. I don't know what this case is made of. I think it's normal. But I don't think it's a Diacom case. There's your numbers in there. And once again, it's, well, apart from having the 4 buttons, it would have taken a dial as normal as well, but this one was made to take the press button. That, believe it or not, is more or less it. Once again, caretaking when unscrewing it. This one has also got the spring in, which is nice. Sometimes you get these without the spring and you're fiddling about with them, but only release them so much, so it releases it off the where it screws into there. Anyhow, I'm going to shut up now. I think I've covered everything. It's a little recap on this. It's a Tele 758, introduced around 1979. Any other information you want on this, there's quite a bit. If you look up Google British telephones, I think it's one of Bob's sites. As I said before, there's a lot of information out there, and that site is certainly very good. So it's another way of learning more. And it saves me talking forever more, because there's quite a bit on these. So further information, yep, it's on that. Look up British telephones. And so it's one of Bob's sites. Anyhow, I'm going to shut up now. I'm also going to make myself a nice cup of coffee. And I notice the fridge is turned on, so if you're wondering what that rumbling noise is, it's the fridge. Normally I turn it off before I give talks on these, but today I forgot. So I apologise. Anyhow, thanks again for watching. And yeah, I'm going to have a cup of coffee and I'll try and warm up. Thanks again. Any questions, obviously ask, and I will try and get back to you. Thank you.